do anything.
Zoe.
Something is going on with DAMWON here where their drafts aren't the holiest, but they're definitely they're reacting to their opponents, it seems like, and other teams in the LCK don't really do this. At least not to this extent, this degree.
Would you call them the holiest in the league, at least?
The last 2 weeks, I would say so. I think the crown for that originally went to like Gen.G.
Yeah, well.
But this is very surprising. Because it's also very interesting what flip really switches to all of a sudden be, I mean, you factor all the weeks from Spring Split too, right? And what magically flips after 8 months of internalized.
For match 67, game number 1.
This is going to be very interesting to watch. That is such a beautiful.
Why does it look like she has no backlight?
She looks like she has the art. Is it Arceus? What is it? The Death Knight, Death Charger. What is it called?
I didn't know it had a name, actually.
I think it has a name. Because there's the Fell Steed, and then there's something. But the collective will know.
Yeah, they will.
Poppy is having a bit of a conversation here with Sett. Would you like me to tell you some Poppy lore? I don't know if it's
Sett
canon anymore.
Doesn't care anymore. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Tell me about the Poppy lore.
So I believe Poppy carries her hammer looking for the person who's worthy of wielding it.
Wait, yeah, you talked about this with Atlas the other week.
Yeah.
I was listening to
so
you guys.
The joke is that it's obviously her, because she's the only one.
Yeah, how is she that dumb?
Whoa! Whoa!
I mean, you're carrying the hammer. How do you not know?
Whoa!
That's like, I don't know, man. That's pretty straightforward. I don't know what else to say.
Valdez.
Clearly, she, she's good on the physical side of things here in League of Legends, but maybe lacking in some other areas.
All right,
Not sure about the edge. What did you see that? The paddle star go through the minion? What is going on here?
All right.
Maybe I'm just losing my mind.
Totally fine. So we do have the Poppy down here. I just realized, by the way, why you reacted so weird. I didn't say the English pronunciation.
Yeah, you said Boppy.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, that's something pretty interesting. I remember when I first heard the Korean pronunciation of Poppy is Boppy.
Yeah.
I just it sounds pretty funny for us, but.
And you can see BeryL and Ghost, they just barely missed out on getting level 2 before Life and Ruler. And Life used to be one of the Gragas enthusiasts.
Yeah.
A long while ago. So we'll see how it ends up going here.
Look at Ghost's stats. He has
no
jungle proximity.
Yeah. Duo proximity, right?
Yeah, duo proximity, jungle proximity difference. But yet, I mean, obviously the XP difference he's going to get ahead because he's staying in the lane.
Right.
And his gold is also really nice, so.
This is actually an example of one of those stats that I'm very thankful that we had both on the screen at the same time. Because if you just get the XP differential, you might think, wow, this guy is a god.
Yeah.
Holy moly, he must be stomping his lane. And then you see a support's never with him, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, you know?
Yeah.
Ruler, though, he has been ruling, is pretty much what he's been doing down in the bottom lane. And we take a look at Nuguri, win rate 70.6%, 3.5 KDA here on the Jayce. And so now that trade by Rascal is really weird. He ends up getting some of his mana back, but also, even by Nuguri, he doesn't just crash the wave and reset here as the next wave's coming in. So he's left in this very awkward spot now, where his HP is at half mana, or his HP is at half and his mana is about 30%. And so Karma should be actually feeling pretty okay. She's going to end up resetting, and this is fine for both of them. But ends up favoring Karma.
Yep. Karma top lane is really oppressive. It's so annoying to deal with. For even a lane kingdom kind of champion like the Jayce, can't be neutralized by that Karma. As here we go, TP's coming in. Looking at the minimap here, Canyon. It's going to be flashed over. They really want to punish this jungler as the bubble will be flashed. And now Canyon's looking to turn it around as a big face breaker will come in and Canyon will survive. BDD has to flash the spear at the same time as DAMWON once again going to flip it on its head here in the beginning of the game.
And BDD, I mean, he tried to come over, he tried to help out, but Nidalee is going to get the first kill of the game. It's really big for her to maintain her control inside of the jungle, and bad news bears right now for Gen.G, especially because BDD, he used his flash, he used his teleport. This means that ShowMaker has pretty easy setups. No pun intended on that one. Here in mid lane, any face breaker should result in a flash superflex that just sets up for Canyon really well.
Well, Nuguri, he's trying to hit his power spike here, of course, the 0-2 power spike. So Clid is going to help him get there, as this will be an easy pickup. Just gets tethered by the Karma, and even though he had flash, he kind of knew, well, if Lee Sin's here, I'm dead. So goes forward on that one and pays the price.
Well, take a look at how this all transpired. So, teleport coming in from Zoe. The tether lands onto Canyon. Zoe goes over the wall, has barrier, ends up utilizing it to get a little bit of extra damage in, picks the flash up as well, but a beautiful face breaker. And BDD, he could commit the flash to kill Canyon, but then he would die as well. And he just TP'd, so then he would lose 2 waves, and it's honestly, it's just not a good look. Rascal up here, managing to convince Nuguri to stay. And that's just Nuguri going overly aggressive on a chance that Lee Sin has no business being there. But on the flip side, he gets an Ocean Dragon, and that's somewhat nice for them and their laners. Mountain coming up next. That's a very big pickup if you are Gen.G's comp as well.
Yeah, they'd love to control those objectives as much as possible. Clid, he was a little bit late to the party, and it ended up being 3-on-2 for that first blood, but he's able to get a lot of value back afterwards, so that is nice to see. As Canyon once again is going to be in the enemy jungle here. He's not going to back away, even though he nearly got punished for it last time. As the Rift Scuttler has got the best moves, able to dodge that Q. And yeah, the Drakes are going to go the way of Gen.G. Will be interesting to see with both of these teams having massive first Herald percentages here in the LCK. Will they both try to make a move up towards that objective in this game? Wow.
Nice stat. It's been a very long time.
2016 March.
Yeah. That is very, very, very long ago. Holy moly.
Yeah. I wasn't even back to casting League of Legends at that time.
Yeah, I believe I was casting during that time frame.
In spring?
Yeah, wasn't I doing spring?
Yeah, I thought you were working with Spo in summer, and then I started with you in 2017 in spring. Isn't that?
You know,
I mean, the year is correct.
Yeah, lost memory.
You were casting in 2016. Didn't you go to Worlds in 2016?
Oh, you're right. I did. I did summer and then Worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So this was before both of us were back into casting. So there that is. As, okay, here's this objective I was talking about. Clid and BDD are slowly making their way over here. See what they can do. So trying to burst it down, but Clid is going to be zoned away. ShowMaker very scary. I'm not sure why BDD went in there. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
And he essentially just throws his life away for nothing.
I mean, he doesn't have flash and Sett does. So we talked about this a few moments ago that any time the spacing is going to be there, ShowMaker can just land it. And it's always going to be a kill confirm. And that's one of the oppressive things. If Sett can ever find ways to get you to expend your flash, it's almost a death sentence in lane against him because it really changes where you are allowed to stand. I love the Rift Herald in mid lane as well. They're using it to get all of the plates.
Well, here we go. The dive onto the bottom side is going to be good as Ghost is going to be singled out, and they're going back in. We'll see who can take this one up. Ruler is going to, and that will be the double kill under the turret as Ruler and Life will be able to rule this bottom lane. Finally, a winning play here for the side of Gen.G.
I mean, this is where Gen.G is getting all of their help right now, is from Ruler and Life, and that was a beautiful execution of that 2-on-2 dive. Canyon right now, I mean, he's on Nidalee, he's up 20 CS right now, maybe almost 2 levels even, as Clid is level 7, still doesn't even have his jungle item. And Nidalee has completed hers, so lots of speed. Let's take a look at it one more time. So let's take a look at BDD. So they want to lose their life over a Rift Herald. And I wish I could tell you what he was doing, but I really can't. It's just one of those situations where they don't understand that the Herald's not that important. It's better to get all the minions and maintain lane control. If you end up losing it, okay, that's fine. You're winning out elsewhere. And just this execution down here. Ghost could have used his enchanted crystal arrow. I believe, yeah, he definitely could. Ruler says okay, almost confirming. A dive. Yeah, this was very strange. No enchanted crystal arrow out from Ashe. Really nice juggling of the aggro. The turret even locked on to the melee minion prior to Gragas getting rethrown back in. So turret locked up in animation, delayed the DPS.
Play up here on the top side. Clid goes in. He has to flash kick away just to say, okay, we don't want any more of that fight to happen. You're going up against Canyon, who's actually pretty tanky, even with the Catalyst on top of the jungle item, so he's not just going to be an easy kill. As now, he runs straight into the spear! There was not enough time, and now Canyon is just going on a crazy killing spree, as there's going to be the second kill. 2-0-2 for the #1 jungler in the LCK right now.
Yeah, and Canyon is really creating a canyon between him and the other junglers so far here in LCK Summer. Really been on fire. This is the second time he's had a super dominating Nidalee performance so early on in the game.
Yeah.
Putting on a clinic, and it's always a nice sight when a, sinner ends up getting.
That's true. Gets straightened up.
Yeah.
BDD's not going to make that mistake again. And with the bombies, ShowMaker is just like, he's just autoing the wave. He's just trying to push as much as possible. Take a look at how low this mid lane turret is already. Canyon, did he overstep his boundaries here as Lee Sin is going to come in? Over the wall he will go, and they're actually not going to follow up with this as both Rascal and Clid with no flash available. So Canyon, even 1v2, is able to get out alive.
Made it out. And you can start to see also the items that are coming in. I mean, you already have the Ninja Tabi and the Seekers on the Karma, and she was already going to be doing this, if you remember, during the draft phase. So, pretty nice itemization for the mid-game, but the problem is that Canyon's so big. And he's the big source of magic damage that they can't really itemize against, and so it's a very big problem if they can't shut down or slow down the Nidalee, because you're always just going to be in constant control. And beautiful arrow. And then Nuguri planting himself right on top of Karma. A little bit of a leap there. Clid can't really get away. And now Gen.G, they will pick up the Mountain Dragon, which is a very nice pickup. And if Infernal spawns, it's really BG, but Cloud. So Gen.G are rolling out of their minds right now in terms of how fortunate they are that this is the series of events. And I say this because most of the ultimates on the side of DAMWON are somewhat situational. You can obviously make the argument for Ashe Enchanted Crystal Arrow being something that you can actively use almost every time it's up, but even then, still not really. So Gen.G rolling really well, because now this buys them time to try to scale back up, and they can give 1 or 2 dragons over to DAMWON.
Yeah, I mean, the dragons, just because of that one Cloud coming in, are kind of going to, ruin the days of DAMWON. It's been very cloudy and rainy here, as it is rainy season in Korea. And the clouds are overhead in this game as well, but DAMWON still heavily in the lead here. You can see that Canyon was able to pick up his Route of Ages before 14 minutes. So he's having a good time. Also was able to pick up a cheeky cloth armor, because why not? And yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. The bottom lane of DAMWON, obviously, still kind of getting dumped on.
Yeah.
As Life did pick up both of the kills, though, which is kind of interesting. Ruler wasn't able to pick up either of those, but that'll be one tanky Gragas, I suppose, as the game goes along.
And so now, at this point in the game, you have to wonder what Gen.G is going to do. They should buy time knowing that they have the Cloud. Right now, I mean, they're running past a wave, sitting out of their mind. We'll see if they actually freeze top, or if Karma's going to walk up there and Mantra Q the wave. No, they're going to do Rift Herald. And they're going to pick that up for themselves, and I really like what they're doing. Mostly because, well, Karma is not necessarily at the Rift Herald, as we can see. Karma could be top lane, getting EXP and minions, but it's indirectly, it caused a freeze. Because she just immediately go up to top.
By accident.
Will Rascal freeze the wave? Can he get there with the Mantra? No, ooh, I can't tell. Watch on the minimap. This is where all the action's happening right now.
Yeah. Just look at the minimap, guys.
I think
he's probably Mantra Qing that wave.
Yeah, he is.
You just know that
he is. Yeah, all right.
Just got to push it out as fast as possible.
Right.
That was a nice bubble. Not going to amount to anything. There's a big leap in gold between 10 and 15 minutes.
Yeah. And Rascal just hard shoving in the wave over and over. Jayce, because the wave was so far up, couldn't go to the wave. That's why he went elsewhere on the map. And even though he went elsewhere on the map, it doesn't change a whole lot that would otherwise not have been able to be achieved by Jayce going over there. So even though it doesn't directly happen, you can see that the seeds of something that is being caused. And whoa!
Yeah, nice Rift Herald. That was pretty unfortunate. Well, we got Bopey over here. He's going to get boped back into the enemy team, and down she will go. That's one bubble and one death. Actually, the second death for BeryL, who looks kind of, you know, he's a lot less active on this Poppy compared to a lot of the other games that we have seen. Maybe feeling pressure to stick around because Ghost is on the Ashe and not on something like an Ezreal that has a little bit more mobility and solo potential. And so he's not really been a factor in this game. Thankfully for DAMWON, they have an insanely strong top side of the map.
Boom. Yeah, Wolfie gets combo is what happened. For BeryL doesn't really have a reason to be clearing out those wards anyway, though. There was a minute and a half till Cloud Drake, so why is the vision important at that exact moment? There's really no justification for it.
When you just saw the Zoe and the Gragas right nearby.
So at this point in the game, I mean, Athenes are probably going to be the next item for Canyon here inside of this game. Continuing to go down the lethality route is the Jayce, but he does have the Monoimmune going into the Miramana, so they will be able to convert into a poke comp with Ashe, Jayce, and Nidalee. And then from there, that's how they'll try to annihilate Gen.G by forcing them to come into DAMWON, and then you have Sett and Poppy as the defensive linemen. So
they have poke and they have pick and they have insane burst damage potential. The Fate's Call is going to come in and save him, so it's a trade in ultimates. ShowMaker also blowing his Ghost, and it's now sitting in a pretty sneaky spot, actually.
Yeah. And so this is going to be the Cloud Dragon going over. I have no idea what Gen.G are doing right now. They're
just chilling?
Yeah, they're grouping 4 or 5 on the left-hand side. I mean, they're going to get blue, and now they're looking for a team fight. And this is one of the weirdest timings to look for a team fight because Jayce is so much stronger. Poppy is pretty much even with Gragas, even though she's very close to not be. And Ashe is at one of the closest points to Kalista that she'll ever be. Just look at the items. Blade of the Ruin King Berserkers versus Blade of the Ruin King Berserkers Double Dagger is way more manageable than if Kalista completes her next item and Ashe then also goes to a second item core component, like a recurve bow. So 1 versus 1.5 is totally different than 2 versus 1.5, just because what the completion on the items ends up doing. So this would have been a very happy time for DAMWON if a fight could have unfolded. And so that's why it's so peculiar that Gen.G were looking for it.
Yeah, they did look a little bit lost, right? They're like, well, we don't want to fight over this Cloud Drake. Maybe we can try to set something up. I don't know. It's kind of what I think was going through their minds. And nothing ends up happening. You know, they don't commit to any fights, so that's good at least for them. And we are going to slow this game down a little bit here, as there's not any massive objectives for either team to try to take down. Obviously, Gen.G, if they get a couple of picks, they have Kalista and they could attempt an early Baron, but they are pretty far behind right now, so I don't think they're going to be looking for any risks like that unless, well, life nearly dies. They'd really have to pick off, you know, 2 or 3 members of DAMWON before even considering going for something like that. So we might have a little bit of a lull in the action.
Well, lull states are beneficial for both parties in a weird way, which means that it's ultimately benefiting DAMWON. But what Gen.G can know, though, is that these Cloud Dragons, they don't feel as bad to give away as, say, an Infernal. Giving away Infernals is just, well, I don't want to play. But
yeah,
definitely an unfortunate mood. We also have the Black Cleaver on lane. So that one is also interesting. As nothing else really going on, though. I wonder where ShowMaker is going with his next item. We don't really have a whole lot to talk about because we're in that lull state of playing ping pong, and
yeah,
the LCK, no one's going to freeze. So
what is freezing? They only push.
Yeah.
Look at Nuguri here.
The temperature is too high.
What?
That's what flat earthers.
Wow.
That's what flat earthers would have you.
Well, they're just corralling them over here on the left side as nobody can back to stop Nuguri. I guess we're just going to take a free turret. Nothing is really supposed to happen during this lull state, but DWG are able to somehow maneuver their way around the map and say, yeah, I guess Nuguri's just going to take your turret. By the way, Manamura completed for Jayce. He's going to be hitting like an 18-wheeler in this game.
Yes.
And the amount of burst damage they have, it's insane. So if they pick anyone, I think even Gragas is going to just immediately blow up, even through shields. It's going to be incredibly hard to keep anyone alive.
The other thing is that because Gen.G knows that they can give up second dragon and they have so much time, the orb purchase on Zoe, even though BDD knows that more magic resistance is coming, especially on Nidalee, Sett already has it, Poppy has really nice resistances, etc., surprises me because the orb would be for right now. We need to fight right now before scaling him, or levels keep coming in, and then third and fourth items start being picked up by champions which have more resistances. And so because BDD went for the orb, he stuns himself, which means that at the third, fourth, fifth dragon fight, he's weaker than he should otherwise be. So we'll see what this ends up meaning for the future fights. You can see that Rascal also, a bit of Build-A-Bear going on. He wants to go into Zanya's, but at the same time wants to get to the Ardent Censer or the Redemption. We'll see.
Nice steal away there. Oh, the flash on in. They're really desperately trying to get Ghost, but you can see DWG immediately turning this around. Take a look at Ruler. He's in a bit of an awkward spot, and he's going to try to hop and skip away, but he will not be able to. Only Poppy is going to be the casualty here for DWG, as it is a nice 2-for-1 trade there. Life was so desperately trying to get Ashe into a killable position that he ends up baiting his team into an awkward spot, as now DWG, they're just going to take the Baron, and Gen.G will let him have it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that they can really do. What Gen.G are going to do here is try to pick up the Cloud Dragon, and so at this point, some of the DWG members should have actually left the Baron when it's confirmed and gone over to the Dragon. You can see that they have the intention to now. Nuguri's going to TP in, but they're too...
Oh, they want to fight. They don't even care about the Dragon. They're like, hey, let's go. Phase Breaker going to miss on a BDD, but it catches Rascal. Good trouble bubble, but here comes Nuguri with his massive amount of damage. Look at his autos just chunking Clid, as now Gen.G have been able to disengage very effectively, in fact. So they're able to get out of there. BDD has to flash, and so does a lot of the members on their side, but at least they survive.
And so the really cool thing, though, is that the intent is there. They're aware that they want to move over to the Dragon right away. The execution on it, a little bit flawed. They could have broke away from Baron a little sooner, teleport in Nuguri that much faster, ShowMaker runs over, because obviously Baron's not being contested. And if that ends up happening, we probably have some bloodshed right now, and even the second Drake, or well, second Cloud Dragon captured by DAMWON. So now coming into live, we're going to see what they can manage to do with the Baron power play. It is almost a 10,000 gold advantage, Valdez, as let's take a look at how this all transpires. BDD goes for the bubble, and take a look at Sett, who finds the way onto Zoe. And the most bizarre thing is he was visible, and BDD could have reacted but didn't. Poppy locking up. Kalista ends up dying, but Kalista goes with him, and Nidalee continuing to get all of the kills. It's really doomed.
Oh, man. Yeah, she's looking at Zhonya's right now, too. And she has so much gold that you could say, okay, you know, maybe she can just sit on stopwatch, but I think at this point you might just want to finish it so you can build another item. She's probably going to be the first person on her team to hit 6 items, which is insane for a jungler at 231 CS, more than the Sett, more than the mid laner. So, has had an incredible game. As now we're going to try to take out ShowMaker. They might be able to do this, as he is incredibly difficult to take out and survives for a very long time. But here comes the rest of the team. BeryL not able to save him, as Gen.G committing super hard to taking out these 2 members. But take a look at their base.
Wait.
Guys, your base. Yeah, okay, well, we have BDD backing, but I don't know if that's going to be on time here, as Lee Sin can't do anything. Nuguri's going to tank it up, and they have so much damage, they're just going to take down the Nexus at 26 minutes, as DAMWON are going to crush another time.